a trail that is more accessible, scenic, and highlights the views of the Maumee River. The city is also launching a commemorative bench program. This program gives residents the opportunity to sponsor a bench here on the trail. Benches can memorialize a loved one, celebrate a family, showcase a business, or recognize a hero. This is a fantastic way to add beauty and function to Uptown Maumee. And here's an example of it right behind us, obviously. We appreciate your support today, and we hope you take some time to explore the trail and enjoy its beauty. And now I would like to introduce Mayor Rich Carr.
Thank you. Today is really an exciting day for our community. I was thinking on the way over here, a few months back we opened up a $32 million facility on the side cut crossings, our newest development. We opened up our first assisted living, a multi-million-dollar facility in the same location. But yet we can't ignore the rest of our city while we're having new development. We have the new Illinois Avenue interchange going in, which is going to create new business opportunities. We have the first senior living community going in on Illinois Avenue across from the fire station. On Reynolds Road, we have over 150 upscale apartments, 2-bedroom, 2-car garage apartments going in. We just approved a grant for a new business going into an empty building in Arrowhead Park, bringing in initially 125 jobs, probably going to be 250 to 350 jobs down the road. We continue to bring in and address all parts of Maumee, just not the newest one. And I mention that today in context because we all know that our community's origins began right here on the Maumee River. And so I think it's really important as a city that we never neglect the oldest parts of our community. And today is also exciting for another reason I feel very strongly about. And that is, this path now comes all the way around the river. And for the first time ever, every person is going to be able to enjoy the view of the river. We invited some guests from the Ability Center to be here with us today. Stuart James is with us and he was able to be here. Thank you. But for this to be inclusive for everyone, I think probably for the first time ever, they've been able to enjoy the view of the Maumee River is very, very special. And thank you for being here. There's several people I want to recognize today because they are the ones that made this possible. First is our city administrator, Patrick Birch. It was Patrick's vision that came in, his drive, his experience. When he came in as administrator, we discussed the rejuvenation of parts of our city. And this was the first one he took on because it was the oldest part of our city. You couldn't even see the river. Turn around and just look at that view. People could come from miles to get a view of this beautiful scenery that's right here today in Maumee, the oldest part of our city. Patrick, thank you for all your hard work. You did a great job. When Councilman Gabe Barrow first came on to council, Gabe took on this project and was instrumental in making sure that council understood what we were doing, that we got the funding approved. Gabe also spent a lot of hours down here. I think he had one injury maybe, but Gabe, thank you also. John Piskus was not on council at the time. John also spent endless hours down here helping out and also brought many other residents of Maumee into working on this, volunteering. People had never maybe been involved with the city before. Got them involved down here helping us clean this all the way down the path. Thank you, John. I did invite one person to be here today for a reason. About 40 years ago, this path was even worse than it was a year ago. And there was a gentleman who was a very high executive with Owens Corning who lived on East Harrison, West Harrison, on West Harrison. And he made a commitment to clearing up the towpath and bringing it back so people could even walk down here for the first time. He passed away way too soon. but if Andy Merrills were here, he would be the proudest person. I invited his wife, Karen. Karen, thank you for being here. Finally, a few more people. I want to thank the members of Maumee City Council up here, our council president, Jim McDonald, they supported every step of this project. And it would not have been done if they didn't have the understanding of what this meant to our community by cleaning this up. So thank you, Jim, and all the council members for your support. Today, I have invited 2 residents to come up and speak. Now, as an attorney in trial work, you have a lesson. You never ask a question you do not know the answer to, right, Alan? As a mayor, you never invite anybody to speak that you do not know what they're going to say. I have no idea what these 2 are going to say, but they are residents of the city of Maumee who saw what was going on down here and decided to become involved. And I have asked Mark Ehrman and Jeff Farthing to please come forward on behalf of the residents of our community to share their thoughts.
Welcome everyone, and thank you for taking the time to come down here and celebrate this special occasion. I'm Mark Ehrman, been a resident all my life in Maumee, and for the last 30 plus years, property owner with my wife Cindy on Harrison Street. So we wake up to this beautiful river every day and don't ever take it for granted. And in those 30 years, I gradually started to adopt my section of the towpath and take care of it and get rid of some of the what I call trash, poison ivy, honeysuckle, grapevine, and put better stuff in the place. And Cindy always had her reservations. She said, Mark, I hope you don't get in trouble for this. I just not too sure about what you're doing down here. But nobody ever said anything negative about what I was doing. In fact, there was plenty of compliments given, because they'd see me down there picking up sticks, which I'm pretty well known for. Maybe planting a small tree. Nothing like you see the 60 trees that have been put in this past fall after a lot of the brush was removed. But I have to say that it was a year ago, July 4th weekend, that Jeff said, hey Mark, you ought to see what's going on down at White Street parking lot. There's a couple guys cutting brush down there. And I had just had a hip replacement, and I thought, gee, I'm never going to make it down there by the time they're out of there. Or I didn't want to walk all the way down there with a walker and not be able to talk to them. So they were in it for the long haul, and I made it down there and got to know who Patrick Birch was and Gabe Barrow, and it's just become a great relationship to get to know them and realize that they would give their personal time on a holiday weekend. I couldn't get that out of my head, that there were people that would do something like that. So they got me, I was hooked, so to speak. And as time went on, we just made more progress working from Sentinel Point this way, and Patrick knew that these last 2 blocks were going to be too much for the 15 to 25 volunteers that we'd have be a part of this. It was all like-minded people that wanted to get involved, and so it's just been a real dream come true beyond my wildest dreams to see what's been done down here. And so I'm just really happy to be a part of this and to be seeing people have an appreciation for what sometimes you can take it for granted, or you don't get to see the river like you do now with all the brush that was around. So those visions are shared by a number of people, and I just appreciate you all being here, and thanks so much.
Mark pretty much said it well, but I'd like to add a couple of things. Just looking around here, a year ago, we wouldn't have been able to see the mayor's first house, not yours, but the actual city's mayor's first house, and then one of the commercial buildings that was run by one of the original people of the neighborhood, or of the town. And a woolen mill was here at one time, making jeans and blankets for people after the Civil War. So this stuff you wouldn't have been able to see last year, a year ago. But I'm super happy that the Merrills are here. I didn't realize he worked for Owens Corning, so do I. But yeah, I mean, it's just really exciting for me to see all the people down here. It used to be the neighborhood's best kept secret, this path, but opening it up for everyone to see and use, and it's just great. I know I had some other things to say, but I'll keep it short and sweet. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Well, as we cut the ribbon, I would like Karen, would you please come forward? The representatives of the Ability Center, would you please come around also? And I invited two young ladies to join me because they are the ones that are going to enjoy this for many years to come. We'll see if they're not too shy. We'll try to get them up here with maybe Mom will come with them.
Here, Mom. It's my beard.
They were good, Josh, till they saw you. You can come, Mom. You can bring her. Come on.
Right.
All right, who's cutting the ribbon?
My assistant and I.
There we go. All right, we're going to do a countdown, but on behalf of the Maumee Chamber of Commerce, the City of Maumee, and the citizens of Maumee, congratulations, and thank you to the individuals who saw a purpose and vision for this towpath and who took action to make it beautiful so that everyone can enjoy this area. Thank you. Oh.
Before we do, I did forget, our service division employees did a tremendous job down here. They worked really hard, and it was their expertise that they shared that really enabled us to get this done. We had invited them to be the ones to cut the ribbon, but unfortunately the concrete truck showed up just at this time. But I did not want to neglect to say thank you to our service division for a job very well done.
Thank you to them. Okay, the decree has been made, and let's go ahead and start the countdown. We'll go from 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yay! Congratulations, Mommy.